Welcome back to another episode of Unlearned and Reborn, a podcast where old habits are unlearned and new ones are reborn. That contraction had hit me, baby. I said, hold up. I got up out that bed. I said, ooh. I was in there waiting for what? Y'all was going through it, okay? Hey, how y'all feeling today? Hey, YouTube. Hey, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. How y'all feeling today? I'm so grateful that you're here with me another week, another episode. I want to talk to y'all today about the reality of motherhood. This episode is for my mamas, my soon-to-be mamas. I'm waving at you. I'm sending you virtual hugs. I am so excited for y'all in them bellies. I love it. So first, before we get started, I want y'all to jump over to YouTube. If you're on the go, first give the pod a listen. And then once you're done, come over to YouTube so you can join the convo. If you're watching on YouTube, you get to be the first partaker. I want you to comment down below in the comment section. How many babies do you have? Are you a boy mom? Are you a girl mom? Are you a twin mom? Do you have boy and girl? 2 boys, 1 girl? I want to know because I have 2 boys. So all of y'all that are going to be commenting that y'all have a daughter, just know I feel a way today. I want all the smoke. I feel a way because how I end up with 2 boys and people just got girls left and right. Like, come on, Jesus. I need a daughter. With our firstborn, our oldest, he's 3 and he's soon to be 4, Mr. Braylon. It was a stressful pregnancy on me and my mental. I was just very stressed. I had a lot of anxiety. So I would faint a lot throughout my pregnancy. And that allowed me to be able to apply to go ahead and separate from the military and yada, yada. You know, we'll get into that, maybe another podcast. But I'm just giving you a kind of brief overview. And again, I weighed in, came to the hospital, and I had to do my last weigh-in. And when I did the last weigh-in, I was like, whew. Yeah, heavy. And I remember how long it took. So the movies need to cut it out. You do not rush in there in a wheelchair like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have a baby. Oh my gosh. And everybody comes running to your aid like, oh man, what do you need? And your hair just happens to be flowing in the wind and everything. And you're just like, oh my gosh, everything's so beautiful and wonderful. Stop it. Hollywood, cut it. Because that ain't how it be. It's a whole lot of hurry up and wait. I'm just like, now I get to the hospital. Where is the baby? He just chilling in the womb. Like, I'm not ready to come out yet. So you finna wait. And I literally waited. I think I was in labor with my oldest, probably a little over 12 hours. Because I remember I came in at 12, like a little past. No. I was there the night before at midnight because I was having like contractions that were very close. Y'all know the drill, mamas. You had a contractions very close. Oh, if it's 3 to 5 minutes apart, go to the hospital. Went to the hospital and they sent my tail home because they were like, well, I mean, they're close, like they're rhythmic, but we've checked your cervix. You're still 1.5. So we're going to send you home, mama. And as a mom that's ready to get that baby out, that's the worst thing you could hear. You about to send me who? Square up. Let's go. You and a nurse. We can meet. Come on. Because then y'all going to admit me for real. Because I was I was pissed. I was like, I don't want to go back to the house. I want to have a baby. So I remember they released me at midnight, of course, the next day. Because I came in like the middle of the night. So I remember it was like 12:01, signed discharge papers. They sent me home. And the lady was like, asked me before I left, she's like, do you want to get checked? Just one more time, just be sure. She checked me and she checked me good this time, y'all. And I really believe that is why I end up having my son like 13 hours later, because that woman, y'all know, ladies, when they swab and they supposed to, some nurses, they're nice and gentle and they just do a nice little circular motion. Everything's great. They go up in your area and they check and they come out. Then you have gorilla hands that wants to go in there and just swab everything out. And I just feel like she was the reason why my mucus plug ended up coming down. I go home about 12, like I said, 12:01, something like that. And y'all, I labored from like midnight up until like 11:30ish that morning. And that was all me just laboring at home. I remember texting my mom, like, Mama, I think I'm in labor. And she was like, well, how far apart are the contractions? And I was like, Mama, they're like 2-3 minutes. And she was like, well, do you have an urge to push? And I was like, well, how am I supposed to know what that feel like? She said, oh, baby, you gonna know. And I just remember as they started getting closer, like she was like, get on the couch, bear down like you about to have the baby. Y'all, I was ready to cry. I'm just like, Mama, I need you. Like, y'all, we grown, but I don't care how grown I am, how old I am. I'm still going to need my mom. Like, Mama, please come to the doctor's office and fill out these papers because this lady's asking me the same thing she asked me at the last appointment. Please come fill it out. Like, moms, our moms, shout out to y'all because we need y'all to fill out the paperwork because we want to be kids again, period. We want to be kids again. So, yeah, that was my first son, our oldest son. I got to the hospital and, I ended up getting an epidural because, the pain was just crazy. And see, the epidural had slowed me down, y'all, because when I got to the hospital, I was 6 centimeters. And then when I got the epidural, y'all, I didn't progress for like 8 hours. I remember getting there at like 12 p.m. So like I said, it was a whole 12 hours that had passed. And then I still didn't have my son until 8 to 9 p.m. that night. So that's an additional 8 to 9 hours. So yeah, y'all, we be going through it. So when these kids want to start acting up and talking crazy, remember we labored with y'all. And if you want to see your maker, just say that. So that was a lot. That was rough. And I told myself, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go all natural the second time. So fast forward to our second baby. He just turned 2, Mr. Leovani. Shout out to him. Total different story. I was stressed throughout the pregnancy, but for the most part, it was cool. I almost had him at the house. Like nobody told me that the second babies and on, like, you can have them really quickly. Like, I just did not expect it to go so fast. I almost had him at the house. Like I said, I remember I got up to use the bathroom and y'all, I did everything. Say what you want. I took castor oil. That's nasty. I did the curb walk and I did the bouncing on the ball. I did everything. I was so ready to get him out and he just was not coming out. So I just remember I got in the shower and I laid down and I was like, well, I'm pregnant, I gotta go pee again. So I got up to pee and I just remember I kind of felt a little like a feeling like a pop. I was like, that's odd. So I remember standing up and kind of stuff running down my leg, but there was blood in it. So I was just like, okay, no. So I texted my OB like, hey. And it's weird too because I had just had an appointment maybe like 2 or 3 days before I actually end up delivering my son, having my son. And she was like, okay, if it's blood, definitely come to the hospital. We'll check you out. And I just remember I was like, okay, but I was tired, y'all. So I caught myself trying to get back in that bed. And I just remember, y'all, that contraction had hit me. Baby, I said, hold up. I got up out that bed. I said, ooh. I was in there waiting to what? Y'all, I was going through it, okay? I was like, see, you was bothering him. He was chilling, and now he ready to come out, and now you trying to go to bed. No, ma'am, it's time to get up. And y'all, my husband being so nonchalant, y'all that know my husband, he on the game just, and one, I'm locked, baby. And I'm looking like, I really could knock him in between the washer and the dryer because I know you see me in pain, and you want to play the PlayStation. Like, normally, I don't care, but today, right now, is not the time. So then I get to the hospital, y'all, and I have our beautiful son within the hour. Like, I promise y'all, within like 2 hours, I had him. And I just remember thinking, had I went to bed, I would have woke up with a baby in between my legs. Like, happy birthday. What's going on? I think I had got the epidural with him, but it failed. And they had put some medicine like in my hand and it was okay. I was a little loopy, but y'all, I felt everything. I felt the ring of fire. Like, I felt everything. So those are my pregnancy stories. Both of them were still great, but just different throughout the pregnancy. So now I want to transition and talk to y'all about after happy birthday. Like, remember when baby comes out and at the hospital here, they go, happy birthday, Braylon. Happy birthday, Leo. And they hold him up like Simba on Lion King. And, you kind of like, you just feel with emotion or whatever it is that you're feeling. And then they wipe the baby down. They put baby on you. Baby has to go get shots and tests, blah, blah, blah. You're still in this cloud of just blah, blah. So it was 2 different experiences. When I got my first son, Braylon put on my chest. I was like very emotional and everything. And I just remember feeling like, okay, I'm a mom now. Like, oh my gosh, I'm really a mom. I did it. I'm a mom now. And I was just like, okay, what am I going to do with this baby? Like, I didn't feel very prepared for the nothingness feeling I felt after like the nurses left, and they had already given him his first bath. He already had got his first round of shots, and they rolled the baby in to sleep with you, and they asked, hey mama, do you want him to come to the nursery? I didn't do nursery either one of my pregnancies, but I was like, no, I want him to stay in here. And I just remember feeling this unexplainable attachment to the baby. But with the attachment, y'all, I did not feel like, I felt like love for him. Oh my gosh, I love this baby. I birthed this baby and I got to see him, come out, and he's on me now, and now he's with me. But I think I was in the hospital for maybe 3 days or 2 to 3 days. As the days went on, y'all, I just remember the increasing bit of now I know anxiety of what now? Like, what am I going to do with this baby? And I super felt it when they wheeled me down to the car, had put him in the car seat. Oh no, he was already in the car seat. You had to bring the car seat up because they wanted to make sure that you actually had a car seat. So they buckled him into the car seat. They put the car seat on you, wheeled me down to the car that my husband had pulled around. And I remember they strapped him in, put me in the front seat, closed the door, let us know if you need anything. And I remember, y'all, hearing that door close and the rattling feeling I felt of, oh my gosh, I have to take care of this human being now. I have to take care of this baby. I didn't know it then, but I would definitely say the baby blues started then. For sure. I remember that when we brought Braylon home, when he would cry, y'all, the cries, oh my gosh, I still like shudder a little bit just thinking about it. The cries were so intense for me, y'all. I was just like, oh my gosh, make it stop. Like, this is too much. I'm not necessarily going to say I fought the hospital for the lack of information I received, because they tell you about the baby blues, but to me, it was so basic. Like, it was so umbrella that what I started to feel as the months went on, y'all, went way past these baby blues they kept talking about. Like, I didn't understand why, as much as I loved our son, I could not stand to be around him sometimes. Like, I would just look at him while he was crying, like, and not really want to pick him up to soothe him. I would just look at him like while he was sleeping and just be like, I just really just don't want to be near you right now. Like, I just wish I was not a mom. Like, I just wish I could get my old life back. I wish I could just a long laundry list of wishes that I had, not understanding, y'all, that I had postpartum depression. And it wasn't until, I would probably say, y'all, I dealt with that silently. Of course, I would speak to my husband about it, but not like a medical professional. I don't think I reached out to anybody until about 5 to 8 months. My son was about 5 to 8 months before I finally, went to one of the appointments, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling very well. And I was so afraid, y'all, that they were going to take the baby. And I was just thinking, I said, God, like, I really need help. I said, but just please, God, don't let me lose my baby in the process. Because, y'all, I'm talking about, I was at a place where I just didn't see the point of living anymore. And not even because I didn't want to be here. I just said, I don't want to be here with this type of weight on my shoulders just to say that I'm a parent. Like, if this is what parenting is, me feeling this immense sadness and regret in my heart, in my chest, because I don't feel adequate enough to be a mom, you can take that title. I don't want it. Like, I don't want that. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever dealt with postpartum depression. If you would like to share in the comments that you have, great. I would love to support you and, support each other. I wish that it was more talked about in a real raw way, because I feel like it's so dressed up as, oh, this is just kind of what it looks like. You don't want to take care of yourself. You don't want to do your hair. You feel like irritated by baby. Like, okay, for me, I'm like, that's kind of like how I felt around my cycle. Like, I just kind of irritated. I don't want to be around anybody. No, like, this was deeper than that. And I just wish I would have known that and not felt so closed off about it. With our second son, with Leovani, I still had the anxiety, but it was worse in a way because, see, it came a lot quicker with Leovani. But I will say, because I had spent so many months having postpartum depression with Braylon, I did reach out much sooner for help, and I was able to get medication to help. Shout out to all the moms that reached out for help and decided to go the medication route, or even reached out for help and decided to go the non-medicinal route and went for therapy. Both avenues are amazing. I'm shouting you out. I'm sending you virtual hugs and congratulations, because you deserve it. I'll support you. You know, if no one else is supporting you, I'm supporting you. You have my full support. I did try the medication for after having the postpartum with Leovani. For me, I realized with taking medications like that, I'm hypersensitive to those kind of medications. So y'all, them things was giving me all kind of lucid nightmares. And I was like, baby, I know I can't do hard drugs. Like, I know for a fact I cannot do hard drugs, because I was at the house tripping out. Like, I remember seeing the couch morph into something like the sorting hat from Harry Potter. Y'all, I was in my living room terrified. I remember calling my husband like, babe, something is happening. And my heart was just pounding. And so, you know, I've definitely tried both routes. I found that the therapy route ended up actually being the most beneficial for me. But like I said, whichever route that you choose, make sure that if you are dealing with postpartum depression, you reach out to a medical professional and they will take care of you. And if you feel like your voice is not being heard, don't hesitate to switch providers. I've done it, because one thing you're not going to do is try to minimize my experience. Don't hesitate to reach out for help. You know, if you can't, you know, get help from your spouse or from your friends or from your family. It truly does take a village. I learned that throughout both pregnancies. I'm so grateful for my husband's parents, because they end up taking Braylon after I had Leovani. I think Braylon was with them for about a month, and I really was so blessed. And I was recently able to even tell my mother-in-law, like, I was so grateful that y'all did that, because that really helped me get adjusted to Leovani. And then by the time Braylon got back, it was still kind of bumpy, but for the most part, it was easier for me to be able to parent both of them, because I kind of had the baby on a schedule. That postpartum, and that thing was life changing, life wrecking, but also life changing. And now when I hear women, you know, whether it be my friends or my sisters, or, you know, just any woman period that is speaking on that, like, that thing really resonates deep within my soul. And I really, you know, try my best to be a listening ear and be supportive of those. But I will also never not stress to seek professional help, because even though I've gone through it and I've overcome it, I don't consider myself to be a professional. So I would still suggest someone to go steps above me, my head, and, you know, go seek those people that are actually medically trained to deal with those type of things. I want to leave you with the myths and the terrible things that society has set up about motherhood. It's a couple of things I don't like, and I want to share them with y'all. I don't like the snapback culture. Like, if you are a part of the snapback culture, I need you to really reconsider, because I really think as women, after you have a baby, the fact that your brain is automatically going to how quickly can I lose this tummy, it's like mind-boggling. Because I remember feeling after I had my son, like, I just had a baby, sis. Like, I just had a baby, and the first thing I'm thinking of is, oh my gosh, I gotta lose this, you know, I gotta lose this weight, I gotta lose this. Don't get me wrong, like, I get it from a health standpoint, you know, you want to get back healthy per se, but I think that snapback culture, if you are not careful, that thing, it made me look at myself as undervalued, and, you know, fat, and, you know, ugly, not enough, not worthy, because I had visible signs of just having a baby. Like, it's unrealistic. I feel like your body will do what your body needs to do. Give it time. It took 9 months to grow this beautiful human being. Your belly is not going to go away in 9 days. It really took me some time. And I really think me going to the gym now has truly helped me to just appreciate the way that my body is made, because it's God designed to do what it's supposed to do. So I just want to encourage y'all that after you have your babies, or even as you're gaining your weight during your pregnancy, just be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself because you're growing a tiny human that we all want to love and kiss and hold on one day. We want to hug you too. We want to hug both of y'all. So be nice to yourself if you do gain a couple pounds because you liked to eat cake during your pregnancy. My vices were mac and cheese and turkey neck. I was like, and I'm gonna eat it. I don't care. I'm gonna eat. I'm eating for two. And just be aware of, people's opinions, y'all. I don't know why. Let's talk about it. I don't know why people feel the need to tell pregnant women how to be pregnant. Like, I didn't ask you. So I don't understand why you're telling me. Like, I had a family member that was like, literally texted me, y'all. Texted me saying, I just wanted you to know that, your body will never be the same, from this point on, having a child will forever change your body and your mind. And it's like, I get it. Maybe you were trying to help, but now after having 2 children, I just think it's distasteful. Like, I just don't understand why you felt the need to say something like that to me. And you have no idea that I'm already super self-critical of my body, as I'm growing this human being. Some stuff is better left unsaid. Just write it down. Don't tell me, because I didn't ask you. Okay? I just want y'all to take away with the reality of motherhood is, 1, we don't know all the answers and we're never going to know all the answers. So it's okay to learn as you go. That village, remember that village I talked about earlier in the podcast? If you build it right, it should be consisted of people from different age groups. So in that village, the reason why it's so beautiful that you do have women in there that are, like, say, a grandparent or a great grandparent, a parent, you talking about, that's 3 generations right there. And it's beautiful because, you really get to see perspectives. I remember when my son would have coughs, my husband's mom would say, oh, just, give him this and, give him that. Y'all, it was some stuff I had never heard of. But I'm like, okay, like, I'm willing to try it and it will work. So, when you have that village and, you're able to lean on them and be able to use them as resources, it is such a beautiful thing to be able to have that type of help so close by and so near. Like, I'm so blessed to have praying people in my village because, like, I'm gonna tell y'all, like, I believe in Jesus, like, with all my heart. And I know for sure, y'all, prayer works. And they are always like, pray over them babies, anoint them babies, I remember as a kid, that kind of stuff got us through. My mom would come in there in the middle of the night, devil, I ain't scared of you. And it's just like, okay, hallelujah. I'm trying to sleep, but hallelujah. Slapping the cross on our foreheads. But guess what? All of my siblings are here today. She's never had to bury one of us. It's just a blessing that, even though that stuff seemed like an annoyance at times, I'm grateful for those things because, y'all, that's literally why I'm still here today. Even with my postpartum depression, I remember calling out to God, like, God, if you save me from this, I promise you got me for life. Like, I'll serve you for the rest of my days, and I have not ever been perfect. I'm so glad that God is loving enough to forgive me of my shortcomings, but he still is like, okay, like, come on, we still got work to do. And I'm grateful for that because I feel like I got a platform now where I can speak life into other women and speak life into other stuff I wish I would have had when I was down in those places. Like, I truly believe that's why, even though I was going through my suicide and I was going through my moments where I was just like, God, I cannot do this anymore, he was still like, I got a plan for you. Like, about that. About you saying you was gonna give up. Yeah, about that. And it's just like, I just had to learn to trust him even when I couldn't see. I remember, y'all, my husband was getting gas and we were at a Murphy. I think it's Murphy Express is the name of the gas station, or Murphy's, something like that. And I remember it was a homeless man, y'all, sitting outside of the gas station. And he was sitting like on the curbside, like where they have the ice chest outside that you can pick up. I remember I was sitting in a car, y'all. And it was cold outside, I remember. And I was sitting in the heated car. I was pregnant at the time, so I only had my oldest son. And I remember looking at him, thinking to myself, I remember the pain that I was going through with the postpartum. And I remember I said to myself, like, I wish I could just trade lives with anybody. And my eyes had locked on him, and y'all, because of where I was at, I promise you, I was willing to trade places with that homeless man, y'all, because I felt like at least he don't have no obligations. He don't have nobody depending on him. Like, the pressure I was putting on myself. And my kids were, they weren't even old enough to just even really ask for stuff, but I had put so much unnecessary, unrealistic pressure on myself to just be this super mom, I wanted to trade places with him. I was like, I would give up this life, this everything. I want to just be anybody else. And it's like, I'm so glad that God did not honor that prayer and that he just was just like, I know you can't see what I'm trying to do right now, but I need you to trust me. And I need you to understand that I can't give you somebody else's life right now. No, I need you to walk this out, because this, what you are going to experience in this moment, is going to change other lives. Like, I can't let you stop this assignment early. No. I want to encourage somebody, don't turn your assignment in early. God granted you access to be a mom. You are enough. You are worthy enough. I don't care who's not validating you and telling you you are enough. Me, Shania, on this pod, I'm telling you, you are enough. And I want you to believe it. And I want you to really, really hold that thing in your heart, because your babies need you. Your spouse needs you. Your boyfriend, your family. We want you here. I just want to encourage y'all today to know that somebody somewhere is in need of what you have. They need your story. They need you to hold on just a little bit longer till the sun comes up. Because even at nighttime, when it's time for the moon to shine, the sun got to move out the way. It's coming. It's coming. And I know when you're in it, you don't want to hear that and you can't see the end. But from someone that was sitting in that place where I felt like there was no light, God was still there with me, and he still allowed me to never fully hit rock bottom. Even though I felt like I was on the bottom, I still felt like maybe there was another bottom under that, a bottom. I felt on the floor, but I still had like a security blanket. I still had my husband. I still had my children. I still had my life. I still had things. So I just want to encourage y'all today. And I hope y'all got something from this podcast. I really, really enjoy talking to y'all. Like, I really do. I don't think y'all know how much I really love talking to y'all, seeing y'all pretty faces, comment, and I try my best to get back to y'all. I'm gonna do better with that. So if you're enjoying what you're hearing, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go on either Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. I need you to give me an honest rating and leave a comment on what you're loving, or even if you have some feedback on what you'd like to hear, something we can do better. I need you to do that for me. Can you do that for me? I ain't hear you. What you say? Oh, you said you could. Oh, okay. I'm going to hold you to that. Seriously, if you're watching on YouTube, I need you to take a moment to gather yourself, because I know today's pod was a little touchy, a little deep, but that's okay. We here. I'm here for you. I need you to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm still seeing people that are watching my video and are not subscribed. So either you want me to pull up, or what's going on? You want me to pull up. Okay, so drop the addy. Drop the addy since you don't want to subscribe. Drop the addy in the comments. No, seriously. Don't just stop by. Come be a part of the family. Please subscribe. And if you're watching, if you're listening, if you like to listen on the go, I am here with you every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard and Thursdays at 6 p.m. So I need you to follow the show. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify. Unlearned and Reborn. We are here. I'm watching. I'm looking for you. I'm so excited that you're here with me and you're on this journey. I can't wait to see you next week. You know what to do. Peace.